Alright, I got my butcher paper laid out. And it is time to wrap this brisket and throw it back on. Insulated gloves. Okay, in here, all that fat that I cut up, well, yeah, if you can kind of see it in there, it's all liquefied. So, take that. That extra stuff that didn't render is just going straight in the trash because it's disgusting. Alright, so before I wrap this up and put it back on, I'm going to take some of this liquid fat. Just drizzle it on. I want to drown it, but I want to give it back some of that moisture that it may have lost in the 12 hours that I've been cooking it. This will really go a long way. Okay. On the underside, which is actually already pretty moist. It's the fat of the brisket as it was cooking has been going down through that, so not much we need to do here. Okay, and we're going to wrap this as tight as we can manage, so that we doesn't get too much air circulating inside it, which might dry it out. But the butcher paper itself will still allow it to breathe, so we don't really have to worry about it losing that delicious bark that we just spent all that time making. That's it. So I'm gonna go pop this back on the smoker until it reaches about 200, and then I'll start checking it again. Right back in there on the center. Probe in there. All right. Now we wait. So looking good. Fan is on because it is below 225, so it should get up there again pretty soon. But 202 means we can go ahead and start checking it. And earlier we wrapped it. See how nice and juicy it looks just from the wrap itself. So what we want is less than a temperature we want it to be to probe like butter. That's nice. Regular paper. Yep. Alright, let's pull this because it's done. Alright, so I've had this brisket in the oven on the keep warm setting, so about 150 for about 3 hours. So I think it's time we cut it open and have a little bite. It should be fancy. It's looking good. That nice thick bark that we're wanting. Didn't get too soft because of the butcher paper. So if we had done that in foil, it would have all turned to mush by now, probably, which is not what you want. Good barbecue. All right. Let's cut this bad boy. So it looks like got pretty good. And some tenders, got some jiggle to it. Like comes right apart. No give to it at all. Have a bite. That's good. Juicy bite of this that's kind of hanging off the side. Fat all in there. You can really taste the seasoning and bark. It's delicious. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this up. So for the flat, if you notice there's not much, there's not like 2 layers and one is big and fatty, it's just this, the drier side. Still gonna be plenty juicy. But for that, we're gonna wanna cut it a little bit thinner. So maybe like a pencil. You can see it's still got a nice bend to it. And then you can just pull it apart so easy. So that's how I'll do this side. All of the camera work is provided by Jenna. She is awesome, isn't she? You want a bite?
Yeah.
There's some bites up there. I'll feed you. So enthusiastic. So yeah, the reason we want to cut this side a little thinner is pretty obvious. It's just a little less fat than the other side, so you don't want to have to fight the meat too much when you're eating it. Although again, it is going to be plenty tender. That's the word I'm looking for. So as we get closer to the middle, we're going to start getting into this layer on top, and that's what separates the flat and the point. Oh, look at that. Just tapped it. It's just dripping juices. Never squeeze your brisket. Just a pro tip. I see people do that on videos and I hate it. You're just squeezing out the deliciousness. But I didn't squeeze it, I just lightly touched it. It was an accident. So, I'm not a hypocrite, I promise. So as we get further in here, we're getting more and more point to flat. And at that point is when we kind of want to switch over, because it's going to be impossible to cut like that. So you see the muscle grows different direction. The point is going this way, so you want to cut it against the grain, whereas the point on top is growing this way. So when you cut it this way, it's kind of stringy. So we're just going to separate this bit. Make nice tasty bite-sized morsels for later. Alright, so we got our flat over here. Now we're going to cut into the point. A lot more jiggle over here because it's got a lot more fat. So we're going to cut about twice as large or as wide as we were doing for the flat side. And you can see all that fat through there. That is going to be a nice bite later on. So as we get over here to the end, all this with just like, it's pretty thin, but it's all been catching the outside and it has the extra bark. We're gonna save that. And these are gonna be the most delicious parts of the brisket. And I'll be nice and share, but if you're looking for the tastiest bites, it's gonna be probably these edge bits. So separate that. Okay, had a quick interruption, but the last thing I'm gonna do is I am splitting this particular brisket 50-50 with my neighbors. So I'm gonna try and divvy it up as evenly as possible. Looks about even. And that would be the flat. So next we'll take the point. Nice delicious point. Keep them separated. of these. This can go with the delicious morsels pile. One of those. Alright. Now all these little bites are basically just meat candy. They are amazing. So, if you're selfish and you're the chef, then you can just take those for yourself. No one's gonna know. But y'all will know because I just made a video of it, so. But anyway, here we have 2 half briskets portioned out and cut up and ready to dig in. This looks delicious. I'm gonna start eating mine now. And thanks for watching.